morning, my name is Umberto Mucci. Today is April 22, the 44th day of Italy on lockdown. This is We the ItaliaNews, a daily video broadcast telling you every day something different about what's happening in Italy under the coronavirus crisis. Listen, because there could be something interesting, not only because you love Italy, but also because it would be interesting for the United States, which is more or less 10 days or 14 days behind Italy. For the 18th consecutive day, the number of admissions in intensive care units in Italy is going down, and for the second consecutive day is also going down the number of people currently positive, which means new patients minus deaths minus people who healed. And this time, this is not because of a low number of daily swabs like was the day before yesterday. Yesterday also saw the highest number of people declared healed in a single day since the pandemic began, and the lowest percentage of people of positive swabs ever, 5.2%. The daily number of deaths still is too high, continues to be too high, and it's going in the wrong direction. It's growing. Yesterday we lost 534 fellow Italians, more than the day before. It should be remembered though that the people who die today are those who were infected on average 23 days ago, and therefore contagions that date back to when the effects of the lockdown were still limited. The great Italian architect Stefano Boeri argues that the post-coronavirus world will see a change in the population density of the West. The introduction of smart working will allow us to move or spend more and more time in the second houses that are in the country, in the small villages outside the cities. Italy is full of wonderful villages to save. There are 5,800 cities with less than 5,000 inhabitants, and 2,300 of them are in a state of abandonment. Some of them have already decided in the past to give away houses at a symbolic cost of €1 to attract people, to attract visitors. Boeri also claims that Italy has a history of outdoor cultural events favored by the beautiful nature of our places, the urban planning and architecture of the towns and cities, and the favorable weather conditions throughout most of the year in almost all of Italy. Think of the thousands of wonderful squares that every Italian city is full of. It is there that the spaces are larger and you can stay wider, the shops can have outdoor areas. Think of the large number of Italian houses with balconies and terraces. A similar reasoning is that of the Confederation of Agricultural Producers, which advocates the need to resume lessons by lengthening the school calendar, but not in schools, in open-air agritourism, and following the example of Denmark, where school is spread out and lessons are held on benches about 2 meters apart. It's an interesting proposal, probably impossible to make because agritourisms are not reached by public transport as schools are, but it's a demonstration of how the coronavirus obliges us to rethink the certainties of before, imagining new solutions more suitable for living with the virus, which will accompany us until we have a vaccine for everyone. In fact, phase 2 of the coronavirus crisis puts in difficulty the many families with children who find themselves having to resume their work outside the home, with kindergartens and schools closed until September at least, without the help of the summer centers and without being able to count on their grandparents, which are usually a real fundamental help system for the Italian families, but not now for their own security. They have to stay away from every possible contagion. During the confinement, in about 87% of the families, at least one of the two parents was able to stay home, thus being able to take care of the children. Only in the 13% of cases, both parents continued to work outside the home as workers in essential sectors. But from May 4th onwards, in phase 2, in 53% of families, both parents will have to return to work, while in 47% of cases, one of the two parents will be able to stay home with the children in smart working or without work because he or she lost his or her job. The help of a babysitter is difficult because the state helps with a check that covers only a very small part of the expenses. Anyone who knows Italy knows that bureaucracy is always a problem. At the moment in Italy we have 15 national task forces and 30 regional task forces set up to respond to the coronavirus crisis. Altogether there are about 450 experts called to advise the government on how to get to phase 2, a number which exceeds 1,000 if we add those operating at regional level. You can imagine the chaos. I confess that I am also part for free of a task force, but not one of these public ones, a private one. We know that the United States has the highest number of coronavirus positive cases. But do you know what state in the world has the highest number of coronavirus positives per population? It is San Marino, which is one of the two existing states within Italy, inside Italy. The other one is the Vatican. San Marino has 1.4% of positive cases, which means 462 cases out of a population of more than 33,000 people. San Marino is in fact a mountain, Mount Titano, squeezed between Rimini in Emilia-Romagna and Pesaro Urbino in Marche, two Italian provinces hit very hard by the virus. Now, this is all for today. Please stay safe, please take care of yourselves, stay healthy, be careful. This is a very nasty virus, and we're not out of there, either in Italy or in the United States. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you very much for watching. This was We the ItaliaNews. My name is Umberto Mucci. Ciao from Rome.